Hi, my name is Bradley Custer, and I'm the coordinator of the Code of Conduct Office. Today I'm going to talk to you about our Code of Student Conduct, the student conduct process, and some of our other important student policies that all students at Moraine Valley should be aware of. So to start, let me please read the mission of the Code of Conduct Office. And just so you know, the Code of Conduct Office is part of the Student Life Office, which is in Building U on their first floor. So the Code of Conduct Office supports a safe and productive learning environment for the community, establishes college policies that define behavioral standards for all students, and operates a fair hearing process. In doing so, our mission is to guide student learning on appropriate behavior, civility, and ethical decision-making. Our students are viewed as adults who are responsible for making decisions that support their learning and the learning environment of others. So the Code of Student Conduct is a policy that outlines all of the do's and don'ts of student behavior, and it also outlines the process for how we resolve situations of student misbehavior. So I want to talk first about some really important don'ts that all students should be aware of. So for example, weapons. Students are not allowed to bring weapons on campus. So that includes guns, swords, large knives, things like that. Theft. Sometimes students steal things, and we obviously discourage that because it's both illegal and against our policies. So that includes stealing cell phones, stealing textbooks, stealing things from the college. Drugs and alcohol. Drugs, of course, are illegal at any age, and the manufacturing, the distributing, the possession, or the use of drugs on our campus is illegal and against our policies. Similarly is alcohol. Even if you are over 21 years of age and can drink alcohol off campus, you still cannot bring alcohol onto our campus or drink it on campus. That also includes for students who are going on trips. If you're going on a field trip with a class, if you're going on a trip with a student club or organization, or if you're part of an athletic team and you're going off campus for a game, you still cannot drink or have alcohol on those trips. Other prohibited behaviors that are also illegal would include fighting. So physical fighting and even verbal fighting is prohibited. And importantly, I also want to talk about sexual assault and sexual harassment. So sexual assault usually refers to non-consensual or forced sexual contact. So that could include things like rape or forced or non-consensual groping. And sexual harassment usually refers to verbal kinds of things. So for example, telling a joke or making comments about someone's body in a sexual nature that's unwanted. Those things are prohibited. And lastly, I want to talk about cyber harassment or cyber bullying. It's illegal and against our policies to threaten someone or to harass someone using the internet, social media in any way like that, or using the Moraine Valley website or Moraine Valley email. So those are some examples of illegal behaviors that are really illegal everywhere, but that are also against our policies in the Code of Student Conduct. A couple other categories of don'ts that I want to talk about. Most importantly, classroom disruptions. When students are inside the classroom, there's some expected behaviors so that the learning environment is positive and free-flowing. So most importantly, students should read their professor's syllabus. The syllabus has detailed and individualized rules that explain the do's and don'ts of behavior inside the classroom. So let me give you some examples of universal principles of good classroom behavior. So first, we want you to come to class on time and then leave when class is dismissed rather than leaving early. Coming late or leaving early can be disruptive to the teacher and to the other students. Staying awake in class is really important. Sleeping in class is disruptive to other students, it's distracting to the teacher, and certainly you're not getting anything out of class if you're sleeping. Eating and drinking, some teachers may allow you to eat or drink, others may not, so please follow your teacher's instructions on that. And really importantly is cell phone use. We at the college expect that you have your cell phones away so that they're not distracting you during class. However, if your teachers allow you to have it out for some kind of class purpose, that's okay. But the general rule of thumb should be that you keep your cell phones put away. Other things to be mindful of is be respectful. You shouldn't be talking when other students or the teacher is talking. And that, again, is to encourage the positive learning environment inside the classroom. Couple other things, forging documents such as registration papers or forging things that relate to your classwork is prohibited, and we expect that all students use the internet and our internet services appropriately. So all of those are examples of behaviors that are outlined in our Code of Student Conduct that students should be aware of. Now, what happens if a student violates one of those policies, either because a teacher refers them to the Code of Conduct office, or perhaps the police department has? Students have rights in the Code of Conduct process, and that's what I want to share with you next. When a student violates a policy, the referral comes to the Code of Student Conduct office, and that initiates some student rights. So first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you, as the student, a letter to your Moraine Valley email address. It's really important that all students check your Moraine Valley email addresses often, because that's the only way that the college can communicate with you. So when I send you that letter, it's going to explain that there may have been a violation of our policies and that you need to come in for what's called the hearing. And the hearing is really just a meeting with you and me so that we can have an opportunity to talk about the incident. I'm going to investigate what happened, and then together we're going to make a decision about what actually happened and if you violated our student policies. If you did violate one of our Code of Student Conduct policies, then there may be some outcomes, and those outcomes are called sanctions. Those sanctions can range from anywhere from a warning to some kind of educational workshop or program to help you reflect on your behavior, all the way up to suspension or expulsion, which means you can't come back to Moraine Valley. So we use a wide variety of outcomes to help teach students about better decision making while at Moraine Valley. Couple other policies that our office deals with. I mentioned a little bit about sexual assault and sexual harassment. We do have a separate policy for those incidents, and what I want to share with you today is that if you or a friend has been sexually assaulted or sexually harassed, we really encourage you to report that to a teacher or to a Moraine Valley staff member who you trust. You can also report those incidents to the Moraine Valley Police Department, to the Moraine Valley Counseling Center, or to our office, the Code of Conduct office, so that we can help resolve those situations. Another policy that I can point you to is our drug and alcohol policy. All of these policies are found on the Code of Conduct office's website, which is morainevalley.edu/conduct. Again, our office is here to help guide student behavior. We want a safe and positive learning environment. So we're here to educate students about good behavior and to resolve incidents when they do happen. Thank you.